Hi, I'm Jim Bailey, and this is Inside View. And this week, we have two realtors from the Murphy's Century 21 office. Immediately to me, that's Joan Irish right there. And one more over, that's Coy Knapp. Hi, Joan.
Hi.
Hi, Coy.
How are you?
We have known each other for a long time.
Yes, long time.
But today, we're going to talk about real estate around here, real estate in California, real estate overall. Who should I shoot the first question to? Ladies first?
Ladies first.
Joan, so we're about 2/3 of the way through 2018. How is real estate in Calaveras County in 2018?
Calaveras County has a very, very strong real estate market. We've increased on a steady basis. Prices have gone up. Our average median price in our county is about $325,000 for a medium house price range sales. We're also seeing the high end starting to sell and move, and those are homes anywhere from the $700,000 range to $1.4 million. So that market we haven't seen a lot of lately, and it's starting to build up and pick up, which is, a good sign of how strong our real estate market is in the area.
And how does that compare, let's say, with the rest of California? Not price-wise, of course, because we're going to throw some markets out for the lost leaders and then the crazy San Francisco. We'll just put that over there for a while. But overall, are we selling about the same amount percentage-wise, same amount of increases percentage-wise?
You know what?
Up and down. Coy, I'm going to throw this one over to you.
Actually, we rank number 33 out of 46 counties in California. The median price right now for California was $655,000 last year. It's up $100,000 from last year, and the market's doing good. As you already said, San Francisco and Marin County are the highest ones, and for affordability, being 33 out of 46 counties, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's very good.
Yeah.
Something that's on my mind, and well, you guys haven't thought about this one, but what's on my mind is the fires. Right now, we have a considerable amount of fires burning a considerable amount of acreage and homes. Luckily, not around here.
Thank goodness.
Luckily, not around here.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you think that's going to affect the market overall? Is this going to be a scarcity issue? Do you think people are going to look to move to more cities where there's less wildland user interface, as opposed to like a rural county where we have lots of that, of course?
Typically, the biggest problem we run into when you have the big fires, and our fire was case in point, insurability becomes very hard. And so finding proper insurance so that you can get your loan and have that insurance there, because you can't get a loan without insurance. So buying a house gets a little more difficult, so you're having to just kind of settle with an insurance so you can get that house mortgage to go through, that loan to go through, and then move into it from there and start researching and start looking more. So having 15 fires, and there could be more right now. Last statistics I heard in the state of California, there were 15 rolling. My son was recently evacuated from Lake County, from his home. He's on a mandatory evacuation, and that happens. We all are aware of the wildfires that we have here, but the insurability is one of the biggest issues that we face in getting loans when you're dealing with the fires in the state of California.
And that's a big thing, is that when you're purchasing a home, and the very first thing your real estate agent should be doing is counseling you. Once you've got an accepted offer, you need to start shopping now for insurance, because we've actually had homes we couldn't get insurance for. And
how are things at the office in Murphy's in general? You run a Century 21, it's a big franchise, big name, big gold jackets.
Not anymore. The
They
gold
don't have gold
jackets
jackets
are gone.
Look how old I am. Look how old I am.
I always say Murphy's is a microclimate, because anybody that drives into Murphy's on any given weekend can tell how many people are there. It's just crazy in the tourism. So therefore, it impacts our real estate there. We have a lot of people that want to move up here, second home retirees. San Francisco Chronicle did an article about 4 or 5 years ago talking about the baby boomers and how they're getting ready to retire. And when they go to retire, they want to stay within 200-mile radius of San Francisco, the Bay Area. Well, of course, that puts us right smack dab right in the middle of that area. And we We know a ton of people, cops. You know, I know a lot of ex-retired cops that live over in Murphy's and stuff. And you know, our prices are a little bit higher than most places in Calaveras County. And you have the stats right now on how many homes we have.
Right now, all over Calaveras County, there are about 575 homes for sale. But that's all Calaveras County. I mean, typically...
That's not a lot.
That's not a lot.
Actually,
And you look at the ground that Calaveras County covers, that's really not a high amount. And most of it's in Copperopolis and Valley Springs. We do see a lot more in Arnold area, too. Arnold's a lot of second homes, so there's a lot more turnover there. Copperopolis and Valley Springs, that's a lot of people coming from the valley that want to get out of the valley and move up and have, you know, a little bit more of that relaxed lifestyle, and so they'll buy their permanent residence up here, not necessarily a second home in those areas. But Murphy's on up, it's a lot of second homes.
And from, let's say, Copper and Valley Springs, so you have those commute paths.
Right.
You
Correct.
work down here, you can go to work over there.
It's an easy
Yes.
30-minute drive,
from, you know, up, what we say, up the hill.
Yep.
And Lake Tulloch is a big draw for a lot of people in Copper, too. So.
Yeah. One of the few lakes you can own a house on the state of California.
Yep.
Yep.
Look at me.
Yeah.
So otherwise, tell me, is there any, where the secret, where if I was looking for a house and I couldn't afford Murphy's, or it just wasn't something I could find in Murphy's, where's my sleeper neighborhood I can run to?
Well, you know, San Andreas is a good area to move to. I mean, this is the county seat, and people don't realize the value that's here or in Mountain Ranch and Railroad Flat area. I mean, given you get a little bit further out, you're a little bit further from the hospitals, and that is a concern for retarees and people that are looking to be closer if they're sick and they've got to be near a hospital. But those areas, you get that privacy you need. You have a lot more bang for your buck when you're buying something in those areas.
I like privacy.
Yeah, I think San Andreas is really trying to do a big revitalization here. For example, the Black Bart Hotel, which is now called the
Sierra Inn.
Sierra Inn.
Yes.
We actually sold that, and we just drove by there on our way here and couldn't believe how much they've
How much nicer it looks.
Cleaned it
looks,
up,
yeah.
We can
fixing
say
it
it,
up.
man.
Yeah.
That's all right. We live here.
Yeah.
No, and it's
cleaned it
great.
up, and it looks really good. And we have some other buildings for sale there, and you know, they're really trying to do some good things and clean things up. That's really nice. Not that it was dirty; it was just trying to, you know,
it was older.
Yes.
And,
Bring
you know,
something new into
Well,
the
also
environment.
the San Andreas, that downtown, you know, that driving corridor
Yeah.
Right.
is a difficult one because it's a state highway. So there's
Yes.
only so many things you can do. But when you go up the hill or down the hill, when you go in those little, I like that part of San Andreas out there.
Oh yeah.
I think see?
San Andreas has
That's
a
my
lot of
secret hideout right
potential.
up there, up church up there.
It's got a lot of potential for being a great little town. It's just, we just need new minds, new bodies, new souls in here buying things and revitalizing it and bringing it back to life. Because we hear stories, when we sold the motel, we heard stories about people talking about how the restaurants used to be, and they used to go hang out at that, and it would be nice to see all that come back.
The crazy, the Met Theater.
Yeah,
You know,
used
used
to
to
be
have
huge.
those crazy family nights, right?
Yep.
Sleep over, watch a movie.
And that would be nice to see some of that come back into the community here.
It would be nice. And I think, I want to say I ran into the guy from, God, I shouldn't tell secrets, but I'm pretty sure it was Caltrans. They were thinking about a roundabout in San Andreas.
Oh, yeah, no, I think I heard about that.
I heard
too.
about that. I ran into it, and I was like, well, it
Could be
could
good.
work. You know, and what is, they want to slow people down going through town because
Right.
it is 30 miles an hour. It's
Yeah.
hard to drive 30 if you're coming off 55. You have to want to do it.
Yeah.
So I think the roundabout will force traffic to slow down a little bit, maybe create a little bit more,
Oh yeah.
well, let's just park and hang out for a while kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Well, and I know Angels Camp is working on revitalizing the downtown area there too. Murphy's is already happening, so I mean, because of all the wineries there, that
Right.
is an automatic draw. But I mean, it's getting those draws into the little communities that we have, and making them exciting, so that people will stop and stay there, and then move somewhere else and stay there, and
Right.
it's all benefiting us in Calaveras County.
True.
Face it, we live in God's country. It's beautiful.
Beautiful
there.
here.
It's pretty nice up here, I gotta say.
Yeah.
And people are friendly.
Yes.
I think, and crime
Yes.
is low, and I can just keep rattling it off
Yep.
the reasons why we all stay here.
Yeah.
See, boy got evacuated? I'm sorry about
Yeah.
that.
It's okay.
Was
He's
it close or?
very close. He lives right on the lake, so it's really close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Making Mom nervous?
Oh, everything makes Mom's
Texting
nervous.
you, right? He's texting you all the time.
No, he doesn't. That's the problem.
I got to work on that.
She leaves him hanging.
Yeah.
Or he leaves her
He
hanging.
leaves me hanging. It's like, okay, are you there?
I just want to make sure if you're not
Yeah.
answering, I think you're on fire. Just text me
No.
back, please. Text me back, kids.
He's staying with friends, so he's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
All right. Well, what do I have to look forward to? It's 2018. We're halfway through, a little bit more. 3 years, 5 years. Still the same kind of scarcity that we have? Are there new projects going to be built? Is anyone filing subdivision maps?
You know, it would be nice if we would have more of those.
I'm just asking in
You
case
know
you
what?
know something I don't know.
And we've had several that we've been trying to sell that are big, large potential subdivisions that were kind of in the works at one point and haven't really gone there. But it would be nice to get the affordable housing here and get some of these projects going so that our workforce can stay here. And our young kids that are graduating from high school don't have to leave somewhere else. They could stay here. But that's one of our biggest issues here is we don't have that affordable housing for them. And so it would be nice if the county and realtors and builders and developers could come together and kind of work on some projects that would allow growth potential in building those affordable housing units along with other stuff.
Yeah.
And there's property out there. There's some really great, amazing pieces of property out there that this could be done on. And that is, I would say that's our biggest shortfall here is the affordable housing, the apartments that are affordable, studio apartments and all that kind of thing.
And it's hard from the developer's point of view because you're trading this for that. You know, you want to find that balance between enough reasonably priced units for people to live, smaller units, and then things over here which are a little more, you get a little more profit for when you've finished the project out. You can sell out, make a little bit of money on the side.
Right.
Well, and that's the thing, they have to make money still. You can't do something for free.
No,
But there are
pretty
grants.
dang rare.
There are grants out there from the state of California, from the federal government. I mean, you just have to know where to look and how to apply for that. And Kathy, that works at the county now in the business development area and
Economic development.
Right, economic development area.
She's got some great ideas and just recently spoke at our a meeting that we had at our board of Association of
membership
Realtors,
meeting,
and I mean, great ideas. And that's what we need more of, people pulling together these great ideas to start building that foundation to keep our youth here, to get workforce housing, all that. I mean, and it's a statewide issue here, though.
Well,
workforce housing is
California, come
so,
on.
we just don't have it.
No, pretty dang rare. We get a lot of lawn commuters.
Yeah.
Again, which is why the guys from Modesto will live in Copper and commute downward.
Yeah.
Correct.
I work on the state level for in our government at CAR, California Association of Realtors. Right now, we're working on trying to get it's called tax portability, which is going to help where people can bring their tax base.
Right.
For example, you bought your house in San Francisco in 1960 or something, and you've got a great
Lucky
tax.
son of a gun.
Yeah.
Is what I want to say.
But they sell their home
Okay.
and stuff, but they can still bring their tax base up here. Now that's going to help people move out. There's a statistic right now that people 55 and older have not, I believe it was 60% or higher have not moved due to the fact it's too expensive for them to take and go into a new tax base. So even if they downsize now, they're going to be paying higher taxes. So
No, so some counties have tax portability
They
right
got-
now,
they-
right?
yeah,
but
Tuolumne
not all counties.
not all.
Correct.
I know Tuolumne County has it. I think it's Prop
13,
Prop
El Dorado
13, yeah.
has it. There are certain counties that have it, but what we're trying and we're fighting to propose, we've got a bill coming in from the California Association of Realtors, which will give it statewide. It will be a portability.
Yeah.
And it will ratio, if you're moving up, it will give you a portion, and you still have a different portion for part of it. But if you're moving down, I mean, it's going to give you that whole tax base no matter where you move. And it will open up markets like San Francisco and Los Angeles where you're
Where
not
they're
seeing that
afraid to
because
move,
they're
right?
afraid to
They're
move. They
afraid to
can't move. And you've got some people that are elderly that have, multiple story homes and they can't live in those homes anymore, but they can't afford to move.
Right.
So this would
They should
help.
rent them to me for cheap.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
This would help a big, broad base of opening up homes for resale on the market. It still will have sales going cross everywhere. Some of the arguments are that some of the services won't get enough money, but they've proven that those services will still gain more because people are going to be moving into those areas from other areas, and you're going to continually getting residual taxes from that.
And the biggest thing we have to worry about, too, well, not worry about, but we're working on, is it's expensive to build. In some places,
it's expensive to build.
Yeah, and some places before you even get out of the county and you even break ground, it's, for example, we were talking in Monterey County. There was $400,000 on a project before they even broke ground on one house. It's just ridiculous.
Crazy.
And we've got to work on CEQA reform, stuff like that, so it's more affordable for people to build homes. And therefore, one of our biggest things is housing affordability. Well, if you can't afford to build a house, how can you make a house affordable?
That's right.
And it makes it pretty tough. We're fighting on the state level right now on rent control. A lot of people think rent control is the secret for housing affordability, and actually it's not. The secret to housing affordability is to take and build more houses.
Yeah.
It's hard, and I can, from a consumer's point of view, you see the rent goes, they go, oh, you know, my rent's only going to go up X amount per year, so as long as I just stay rooted, then I'll have some affordability, if you would.
Right.
But that means you can never leave, and then you're trapped. You become trapped in your own house.
Right.
And other things continue. Other expenses go up, so you can't get out. You can't do this or that. That's a tough topic.
It is
Very tough.
and it gets discouraging for people who do own homes. You know, you should have the right to do what you want with your own home.
Right. So if I'm the landlord and I go, man,
I want to move back in. Well,
Joan, you've been here 12 years. Can you get out now?
it's going to take you 2 years to move them out at that point. I mean, there's some really interesting regulations in some of the cities. So it makes it really user-friendly in sometimes not such positive ways.
Kind of bumming me out, Joan.
Well,
but that's not happening here.
No,
so let's talk
Calaveras County doesn't have that problem.
Let's talk about our own cool county.
Yeah.
So what other exciting? What are some? Come on, give us some secrets. What's happening that we don't know about, that we should know about, or would be good if we knew about it? Any big projects? Any big building projects out there? Commercial, residential, anything?
There's several we would like for them to get going.
Yes.
But, you know.
Well, you know what? I can honestly say the phone's been ringing. I do, and Joan and I both do commercial real estate, and it has been ringing. The phones have been ringing, people looking for commercial properties. You know, we also work with rentals and leases and stuff, and we're seeing some, change up on that as well. So that's always good. When we start seeing commercial property selling and leasing, that's good for our economy. Like we were talking with the economic development, they're doing a lot of good things to help try to bring business into our county, and that's what we need. We need stuff like that to happen. We need to flourish. The way we flourish is by having business.
Yeah, and that gives our kids that are coming out of high school, if they're taking technology classes and learning trades,
which it
gives them something to do here in town if they don't want to leave Calaveras County, because they love it, because it is a great county. But a lot of them have to go somewhere else because they can't find the jobs here that pay, and they certainly can't find a house that's affordable to rent. So that's that catch-22. If we bring industry in here and commercial properties in here and start building at that base, and then start building these affordable rental units and homes, this county would do great, because we've got the land, we've got the people. It's just getting the infrastructure there.
The Sierra Inn is a great example. It's been there for a long time. It definitely needed a facelift and a do-over.
And it's looking great.
And someone came in and gave it a facelift and a do-over. Now it's really cool. And you're like, oh, it's really cool. I was sitting on Foley's back deck the other day, and I was like, that looks really good out here.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's not the only thing that's happening too. There's other projects going on, and looking at the statistics on what's on the market for commercial right now, there's only 17 commercial properties on the market.
Wow.
A very small portion. And if we can start building some more of that,
that's countywide, right?
County.
Right.
Okay.
17 properties for sale that are commercially zoned. So that's a very small segment. So there's not a lot there. So building new property, commercial property entities and industrial things is going to be a real benefit to this county.
Yeah, I know we talked about the cost of being the new builder, bringing the project in. Are you finding, the anecdotal evidence that it's easier to work with the folks at the county lately? About the same? It couldn't be worse. Don't tell me worse.
I've actually heard good things
I've heard some good things
We've
about
heard
it.
it's a little bit better, yeah.
I've heard good things about the county.
I think guys are able to get things through a little easier. It's a little more of a one-stop. I know they've always been talking one stop. Well, it's never...
Well, compared to other counties, I'll tell you, ours sounds like a gym compared to that. Because I've heard of other counties and what they go through, and it's like, okay, well, ours is a lot easier than that. So
that is true.
Yeah.
Well, we're nicer here, dang it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dang it.
We're just a little slower.
That's okay, man.
yeah.
It's funny because I was looking at a stat, look at my little notes, I'm looking over there. So in Santa Rosa, they have 1,250 listings as of today. After their huge fire, you know what the average price is? $710.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which means you have half above that, and half below that. But that's just,
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely a lot more affordable here, but we just don't have that job force.
It's hard.
Yeah.
To be able to support people that are coming in that are at that base level and being able to afford those kind of homes.
And also for builders to say, okay, I'm gonna put a 10-unit apartment building here, and I'm gonna put 5 studios and 5 one-bedrooms.
Yeah.
It can be difficult because you're striking a price point that's excellent for your community, maybe not excellent for your bottom line return on your investment, unless you're just stretching it out for 30 years. But not everybody wants to hold on to the building for 30 years.
Right.
Well, we got some things, the county's getting ready to do the rezoning and all that coming out here soon, so that might open up some...
Is that part of the general plan?
General plan,
yeah.
Finale?
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes and how that affects everything.
So, is there a time frame on the general plan?
Apparently they're thinking it's going to come out here pretty soon.
That's what we heard.
But we keep hearing that.
Okay, that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the...
At least it's a work in progress and it's still, still moving forward.
So,
But that's what affects us a lot too, is when we're looking for homes to build apartments, and it's all zoning, trying to find the right piece of property, and then dealing with everything with the water and sewer, and
the infrastructure is a really difficult issue.
Yeah.
Having enough the water and sewer. And there's you look at a 5-acre piece, you could put a well and a septic on there.
Right.
But if you're looking at a big apartment complex
or
a subdivision,
10 acres and I want to put in 20 units.
You've got to have a whole different ball of wax there as far as having the public entity of water and sewer, and that's where the challenges, I think, are a little bit bigger because we grew so fast at one point, they're still trying to catch up, and I think they're getting close, but I think that's still one of the big... We had a subdivision here in town, and it kind of got shut down because of those public utilities. It couldn't keep going because they couldn't get that. And so it's that dynamic there that comes into play with growth and building what we need. And
is that something that you think will have some remedy via the general plan and zoning, or is that just its own infrastructure is just over here and here's zoning over here?
I think
or are they kind of... Are they holding hands, or are they kind of touching thumbs?
I think they're more touching thumbs, yes.
See what happens.
Yeah.
So you brought up earlier, too, about the Met. We've also got that on the market right now, and that's a great...
It's a cool building.
It's a cool building that has a lot of potential.
It's still cool.
Yeah.
But you go into it, and it's like 1940s, 50s,
it is like the 40s.
It's like really, it's got that age and that uniqueness to it that is kind of fun. And they do concerts there, and they do a lot of fun things there still.
Oh, I played there.
Someone could really make something happen there.
So that's 1 out of 17 that are available?
Yeah.
Get there quick, everybody. That'll make it 16 left. Okay.
But, it'd be nice to see. The market is going up right now, and it's kind of slowed its pace, I would say, a little bit, but still on an upward swing. I mean, always, as we saw in 2006 on through 2013, you're going to have something that's going to, slow it down. But right now, everything is just moving great. People have equity in their homes again and are selling. We're seeing buyers and sellers come and move back and forth. Lots of buyers in the market right now, which is it's a very healthy market.
So as a guy who owns his own house, if I wanted to freshen up my house, is it still the classic kitchen bathroom is my best dollars that I could spend to make my house look nicer to the next buyer?
Yeah, but you always have to watch your bottom line. I mean, if you bought it at the height of a market, you can't go redo a kitchen and bath and think you're going to get all of that back out. So you've got to kind of gauge it. If you bought and you've had it for a number of years, yeah, that's a positive gain. Plus, curb appeal on the outside is always a benefit.
So you're saying my big dirt yard, it's just all dirt. That's not getting it. I know.
Or the black bedroom, or
no, I got that down. I'm cool with that. The inside's all good now. It's just the dirt thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to pay for the water. I'll be honest.
Well, you don't have to. It could be,
I know. I could put underground lines. The guys.
There's all kinds of things you can do.
Landscapers told me to put underground stuff, and
after we had the water crisis, which we could very well have again.
Let me interrupt you. Look, everybody. Look, there's their phone number, 728-8870. That's how you reach Coy and Joni. So look at that number, 728-8870. Pay attention. Okay, excuse me.
And when you call, ask for Coy or Joni.
When you call, ask for Coy or Joni. Because they're always there. They're out. They're running around doing other stuff because they got lots of stuff to do.
Well, you have to show buyers houses.
And you have to go to the car meetings and you got to work in accounting. I mean, realtors have a lot to do. It's just not running around showing houses. There's a lot of background work that you guys have to do to make it work.
Yeah.
Well, and we're both heavily involved in the political side of it as far as California Association of Realtors and National Association of Realtors, because it keeps us having a pulse on everything and understanding what's going on in the environment and what we're fighting against at the upper levels for property rights. And property rights are very important. That is part of real estate. And real estate is one of the biggest investments you'll ever make in your life. And so you want to protect that.
And we're probably a little bit more unique for realtors in this county due to the fact is we were in Sacramento during our ledge days. Set there was with Assemblyman Bigelow and Barry Hill, all these people. And, we're always fighting for home ownership and property rights. Then we were in Washington, D.C. We sat down and was talking to Tom Foley. McClintock. I'm sorry, Tom Foley. I don't know how. Tom Foley.
Foley's our client here.
The other Tom, not that
No, that's another guy I knew years ago. But McClintock, and, we're always working on this. Like, for example, we just got the flood insurance extended for another
4 months.
4 months,
which is big.
And that's something as realtors we've always really been fighting for. We had a long conversation about this. I don't think it's actually a insurance problem. I think it's a flood map problem.
It's a FEMA map problem.
It is a map problem. Yeah.
And that's where the problem is.
Anyways, I want to say thanks for doing that because that is important. Someone's got to do it, so
might as well be us,
right? It's not going to be me. It's going to be you. So again, I want to say thanks to Coy and Joan for coming from the Century 21 office in Murphys, California. Heck, it's right down the road.
That's right.
You just go on over there and say hi. 728-8870. We got to go. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.